Ahmaud Arbery from leaving the neighborhood before he was shot and killed. News4JAX reporter Kelly Wiley is joining us live and listening to the hours-long hearing. And Kelly, this bombshell, it was tough to hear.
It's very tough to hear. His family was inside the courtroom as this was said. The investigator that was saying this information was uncomfortable. He even said that too. But essentially, he said that after the shooting, but before police showed up, one of the witnesses, Roddy Bryan, said he heard Travis McMichael say the N-word as Ahmaud Arbery was laying on the ground. Today, startling new developments out of the preliminary hearing in the death of Ahmaud Arbery. The lead investigator in the case revealing one of the suspects overheard the man who shot Arbery call him the N-word after the shooting.
I want to ask you about a particular quote that Travis McMichael stated on the crime scene that was overheard by one of the defendants and shared with investigators prior to police arriving.
Today we heard that Travis McMichael, over the body of Ahmaud Arbery, said the N-word. How does that leave you feeling?
It broke my heart for this mom.
The lead investigator for GBI's investigation, Richard Dial, also revealed this isn't the first time Travis McMichael has used the word, saying investigators found multiple instances of Travis McMichael using the word on social media and in messages.
But one particular one that comes to mind is he made a statement that he loved his job because he was out on a boat and there weren't any words anywhere.
The state's questioning.
All right, Shalom. This is Harwan by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Harakar Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, Nagwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. All right. So the Lord, the reason I want to bring the scriptures out is because what we're witnessing is not the power of Esau or, Esau's creativity coming up the word nigger and all of this shenanigans. What we're witnessing is the power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and putting curses upon our nation and putting a sign upon our nation by allowing us to be called bywords and proverbs as a title, instead of being called the children of Yahweh. Instead, we were called devils. Instead, we were called niggas, spics, jigaboos, every name that man could think of instead of a child of God. Right, they call it every name they could think of. But specifically, they gave us a title called nigger. Now you have a lot of idiots out here that call themselves black. If you look up the word nigger and you look up black, it's the same damn word. You see that? So somebody, I ain't no nigger. And somebody say, all right, I'm black. You basically calling yourself a nigger because the same damn thing. All right. All right. It says 1786, earlier nigger, 1568 Scottish and Northern England dialect, right? Because in the Roman Empire, they weren't worrying about that word nigger. That's something that started here in America. Now, in the Roman Empire, they were going after the children of Israel. It was a war between the Romans and the Jews, persecution of the poor, things like that. But over here in America, they actually gave us a title called niggers. Once we were cast out of our land and scattered around the four corners of the earth, in those places we became destroyed. We lost the knowledge of who we are, Hosea 4 and 6. And in those places we were called something that we weren't. Black when we clearly brown. They even call the Elamites over there in India, they called them black. Called them niggers. So these are just words that Esau think to have power. So they still use it till this day. All right. It says from the earliest usage, it was the term that carries with it and all the oblique, I don't know, and contempt and rejection, which is nobody white on this earth, they red or pink, the Edomites, and some of them are people, which it says whites have inflicted on blacks. Anyway, man, I'm gonna get to the point, man. This shit confusing as hell right here. So these are the different terminologies they would use the word nigger for. All right, some would use it in books. Some would use it for different reasons, just to mean black. More sympathetic writers in their books and on TV, they would say the word black instead of nigger. But these are all bywords and proverbs. Right here it says niger, meaning what? Black, dark, sably, dusky. All right, because they're not saying a niggard, because a niggard is someone who's selfish, and we didn't have anything. So what they were calling us was what they deemed us to be, opposite of what they deemed themselves to be. They call themselves white, meaning pure, when they're not pure. All right, they're a red nation, Edomite devils. See that? And the separation from us would be them calling themselves white and them calling us black. All right. But then you have other nations on this earth that are brown. They say black and brown. So they putting people into these inferior states to call them these bywords and proverbs. All right. Deuteronomy 28:30-15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, and our people have not listened to Yahweh, his voice to the prophets. So he set it up in these times for us to be called a byword and a proverb. Because he said, according to his prophets, according to Yahweh's word, that he was going to erase us off the earth as a nation. All right. And that's what the Lord used these nations to do that. They became confederate against us. And they said, let us cast their bands asunder. All right. That they may no longer be a nation, no more be a nation upon this earth. So they did away with our name, the truth about us. They hid everything. Even America's still hiding everything today. What was his name? Hitler. Adolf Hitler. He said something in one of his books, his memoirs, where he said America is hiding the most precious thing on this earth, the jewels of God, which are the true Jews. They call them the Negroes. But Jew is the abbreviation for one tribe, Judah. All right. So it's called the nation of Israel, which is 12 tribes of Israel. The Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the rest of the Israelites scattered around the four corners of the earth that are looking like these other nations, but they're Israelites at the core. All right. So they call us bywords and proverbs, called us spick, jigaboo, wetbacks, rebels, thuggies. All right. That's where Tupac got the word thug from. They called the Native American thuggies, which is like a rebellion, rebel. Savages, called them savages. All right. Even the names that are upon our people, African American, Black, Jamaican, Haitian. One of those names means like cannibal or some shit. Puerto Ricans, rich port. All right, these are all slave names. The same way Nebuchadnezzar, when we were in Babylon, that's why this is the daughter of Babylon. Because in the ancient Babylon with Nebuchadnezzar, he gave Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, he gave them all slave names. Belshazzar, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. All of these are pagan idolatry names. All right, and so even today we have names too. It's called like Jackson, Brown, Jones. All these are Edomite names, titles that they made up because over time since they left the Khazarian Empire. All right. So they're gonna be called by a byword in our kingdom. They're gonna be known as Edom. They're gonna be known as the devil and nothing more. And maybe less. Whatever you can think of less than that. But I don't think there is anything less than that. So the Lord promises that these curses were going to come upon our people. All right. All right. Now this is the word curses, and it basically means to vilify. All right, to vilify someone. And the Lord had called us villains and spoke ill of us because we were being wicked. And upon this earth, he was going to have these nations speak the same thing against us. Just like the curse that he put upon, or the sign, or the vilification, which acts as a sign of a criminal. All right. Or someone that just a transgressor. See, the nation of Israel became transgressors. The nation of Edom are natural murderers. All right. They're the natural criminal because there's a victim involved, the nation of Israel. The only victim with the children of Israel were themselves. The children of Israel didn't cause these nations to be victims. The children of Israel inflicted all this harm upon themselves, causing these curses to come upon ourselves. But Esau, they have a victim, so they become the criminal, the villain. So the Lord going to vilify them. That's why making it be known who the wicked are today. And that name is going to stay upon them from this point and forward into the future. So as they call us nigger, they basically calling us black. And to call yourself black is to call yourself void of understanding. You're calling yourself up under these curses, man. Black power, black Hebrew Israelites, black nationality, all this bullshit. When you're not a damn crayon, you're not a black color of a crayon. You're a pigmentation of different browns. And Esau is a pigmentation of different versions of red or pinkish. Anything that lacks pigmentation or melanin. Or carbon in the skin. Revealing the red through their blood, through their skin. Causing them to look red. So there's no white people on this earth. There's no black people. There's only black-minded people, which causes them to be void of the will of Yahweh, void of who their enemy is, void of understanding. So to call yourself black, you're calling yourself a nigger. You see that? Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, and our people out here marching today, they won't hearken unto the voice even today. So what's coming next will come upon them, the judgments. They won't hearken unto the prophets. They hearken unto these organizers. They hearken unto the government, the celebrities, but they will not hearken unto the scriptures, the voice of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, from his true prophets, not these churches. They hearken unto the church pastors that's stealing their money. They hearken unto these women out here that's leading these protests. And it says, but the Lord said, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So they're going to stay on our people as a sign. The curses, the vilification. All right. The Lord has vilified us. Now it says this, cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shalt thou be, cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. All right. That's why we have no businesses like that. You have some that have their own private and personal businesses. But in the neighborhoods, all of the businesses that we saw growing up, when I was a child, we had corner stores in Philadelphia called Troy's and Earl's, Lucky's. These was all jakes. Coming into the 90s and in the 2000s, those stores were shut down, and and those buildings, they had to give them up. All right, but in our neighborhoods, you have Quickie Marts, you have Esau, you have Elam, you have all these African nations having stores in our neighborhoods, looking at us like we ain't shit when you come into their stores. All right, so it's not just Esau; they're all Confederate against us. So now it says curse. I'm gonna skip down to the point. So these are the curses that came upon us. Now I'm gonna read this one right here. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee off the land, whither thou goest to possess it. Now when we were in our land, the Lord caused famines. All right, especially with Babylon. When Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar came up in there during the time of Zedekiah, they caused a famine to happen in our land. All right. And even in 70 AD, they cut off our land and caused famines. They had all kind of plagues and shit. So today in America, you had slavery, right? And now what's coming is what? The time of Jacob's trouble, to where these titlements, these names, these proverbs are going to be heard again, to where Esau is going to show his horns and his true hatred. Why? Because they have to do that so they can take on their vilification and themselves being called wicked, the oppressor, Esau, the devil, Lucifer. See, all these things, that's what Esau is going to be called. All right? But they cannot be called that unless they do these acts, like calling us niggers, killing our people on TV. All right? So here go the point. It says on Deuteronomy 28:36, the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee. He's talking about King David. So King David was over here in slavery. All right, the king of Israel, second under Yahushua, not General Yohanan. It says, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. All right, because Esau was kind of in the background before the 6th century BC. All right, they started making their way on the scene after that. All right. So in that nation, they were speaking English, Spanish, whatever you want to call it, man, all these different languages. All right. These cave people came out of the caves, Petra, and took over the whole world. And they can only call us what we call ourselves. You call yourselves black. So they're like, all right, nigga, what's the difference? It means the same thing. It says, and thou shalt become, see, we became this, an astonishment. All right, so we became an astonishment, man. Like, what the hell are these people? Who the hell are these people? What are they a homeborn slave? What the hell are they created for? To be slaves? That's it? To be called black, to be tortured, to be tormented on TV, moved around, kicked around, thrown around. Last one's hired, first one's fired. All right, Deuteronomy 28:37. It says, and thou shalt become an astonishment. Let's see astonishment. It says, we shall become ruin. It says Shema, which means ruin, consternation, a waste, horror, appallment, a waste, a land, city, etc. Appallment, horror. It's deep, right? So we became a horror to look upon, man. That's why everybody hates us with disgust. Cause they like, yo, what the hell are these people doing here, man? kind of in the way a little bit. Because we're supposed to be in our land. We're supposed to be in our exalted status, not at the bottom. All right, with the crabs in the bucket. So it says, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all the nations, whither Yahweh shall lead thee. All right, so we became these things, man. We became a proverb. Let's see what that is. A proverb, a pithy maxim, a simile, a parable, similitude, sentences of ethical wisdom, a maxim. So we became a mystery. Instead of a peculiar people, we became a mystery. Like, who the hell are these people? Are they the Israelites? It says, and a byword. So we became a byword. Something pointed, a gib. Sharp cutting word, a taunt. A sharp word, something pointed. All right. Shanyana, which means they basically calling you niggas. They call you spicks, jigger, anything they can. Is sharp words for hurting someone, hurting their feelings. All right. So I said we were gonna become that. We became a mystery. Like, who the hell are these people? We became a horror to look upon, meaning a destroyed nation. All right. That's what any person that begins to build a house and doesn't finish. You know, as a nation, we were building and then we failed, being wicked. But the Lord forgives us now. He's going to put all that on Esau. All these curses are going to come on Esau now. And they're building, but the Lord going to throw down. Right? They call themselves pure. But the Lord going to call them the opposite of that. Blood, crimson red, demons, defiled, and also devious, being devils. The mystery of iniquity. See, they're the mystery now. All right. We became a mystery. Now they're the mystery. The mystery of iniquity already do exist and is being revealed. And right. This is Isaiah 65:15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen. All right. So the elect that get delivered, they're going to be calling Esau. They're going to be calling Esau Edom, the wicked man of the earth, the pigs, the dogs, whatever you're going to call them. All right. It says, and ye shall leave your name for a curse. See, unto my chosen. So they're going to be vilified, calling them Edom. Right. The people of Yahweh's curse, man, and his righteous anger, his wrath. For Yahweh shall slay thee and call his servants by another name. So we no longer be called bywords and proverbs. We're going to be called what? This is Isaiah 62:1. For Zion's sake will I not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest, until the righteousness thereof go forth as brightness, and the salvation thereof as a lamp that burneth. And and the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness. See, in the kingdom they're going to see us glowing, see us risen up and righteous. All right, but right now they see us. This is Revelation 11 and 9. It says, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations, the Gentiles, shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half. So they see us, they saw us in our dead state. They saw us spiritually dead. And that's when they called us nigger. They called us black, or void, all these different bywords and proverbs. But soon, someday upon this earth, they're going to see us in our right state. They're going to see us being righteous upon this earth. All right. So they saw us that way for 350 years and even longer now. And shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. So they didn't allow us any rest. They didn't teach us the truth. They hid the truth from us, causing us to stay in the congregation of the dead among them. All right. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. I'm talking about the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom of Israel, the two prophets. All right. So they gave gifts one to another over killing our children with gator bait, as gator bait in slavery. All right. And lynchings. So just like today, you see it all over the media and all over TV. All right. And all over social media. So these things are going to change. All right. And his Lord said, we're going to be hid from the scourge of the tongue. No longer shall their tongue scourge us anymore. A dog shall not raise its tongue against the children of Israel, the elect. Isaiah 62 and 2. And the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness. So they're going to see that in the kingdom. And all kings thy glory. The Lord going to make sure we be seen. Ain't that something? And thou shalt be called by a new name, New Jerusalem, New Yerushalayim, city of peace, city of righteousness, which the mouth of Yahweh shall name. He's no longer going to vilify us and call us heathens, calling us void or black. The Lord is going to call us his children. He said, I will write upon that person his name, his new name, New Jerusalem, right? Coming down from heaven, the renewed state of Israel, refreshed, righteous, glorified, holy. All right, that's what we're going to be called. Thou shalt also be a crown of glory in the hand of Yahweh, and a royal diadem in the hand of thy power, man. All right, so all the nations that look at us, they're going to say, hey, that's the blessed right there. All right, Isaiah 62 and 10. Go through the gates. Prepare ye the way of the people. Cast up the highway. Gather out the stones. Lift up a standard for the people. And the standard of these scriptures. Behold, Yahweh hath proclaimed unto the end of the world. Say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, thy salvation cometh. All right, salvation means to be removed out of the danger that someone or something else is about to inflict. All right, that's salvation. To be removed out of the way of the hammer called America, of the sword called Esau. It says, behold, his reward is with him and his work before him. It's talking about Yahweh Shai. And they shall call them the holy people, the redeemed of Yahweh. And thou shalt be called, sought out, a city not forsaken, man. All right, basically saying that before, nobody was looking for it. Nobody was searching for it. They called us a mystery, a people forgotten, lost sheep without a shepherd. But we're going to be looked for as a shepherd looking for his sheep, Yahweh Shai. We're going to be called sought after, cared for. All right, not a people forgotten or vain people. Instead, we're going to be called a holy people. All right. And Esau going to call us kings. They're going to call us master. All right, Isaiah 65 and 15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen. It's talking about Esau. For Yahweh thy power shall slay thee, and call his name, his servants, by another name. So we're going to be called blessed, holy. That he who blesseth himself in the earth shall bless himself in the God of truth. And he that sweareth in the earth shall swear by the God of truth, because the former troubles are forgotten, and because they are hid from mine eyes. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. All right, so all the names they calling us, this is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. So the elect are standing in great boldness, and greatness meaning in the spirit, and boldness means like a lion, the spirit of Yahweh Shai. All right. And who afflicted us? Esau. And we stand in their face when we go out into the streets and the highways and byways and the gates of their nobles, of their leaders, and we teach. We rebuke and warn our people, though. It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. See, even 2/3 of our people are going to be astonished. But Esau is going to be, what it say? Amazed. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. All right. So they call the children of Israel a proverb of blame. That's what scripture say. The accuser of our brethren is cast down. All right. So, and also 2/3 of our people blame the prophets. All right. So it's twofold. But it says, in a proverb of reproach. So they're saying, oh, those are just niggas. Those are nobodies. Those people are black. Go back to Africa. But instead, the elect of Israel are going to be taken up, all right, in the sight of these heathens. In the sight of 2/3 that want to be black, that want to be African, that want to join hand in hand and don't care about being Israelites. The ones that don't care about Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They're going to be stuck, amazed as well. It says they're going to be stuck in that black state of mind. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometime in derision and a proverb of reproach. I always say we can go by we're going to be called bywords and proverbs. But in that day, we're going to be called the elect, the sanctified, the chosen, the children of Yahweh, right? Beloved, the New Jerusalem, the bride, righteous. It says what? We fools. So Esau's a fool. We fools account of his life madness and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot is among the saints? Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. All right. This is 2 Ezra 2:27. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, see, we're going to the time of Jacob's trouble. All right. Where the Lord's going to allow Esau to bring hell upon Jake and their weapons and shit like that. And their words, anything they can bring, confusion, deception, right? Trickery, traps. The Lord said, what? Be not weary, for when, continue to do the work, stay in the spirit. For when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. And we're in that time to where the Lord is going to take care of his elect. The heathens shall envy thee. So Esau is going to envy us, man. But they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. Ain't that something? So they ain't going to be able to do nothing. They ain't going to be able to talk their shit. They ain't going to be able to say anything. All right, so with that, I'm going to say shalom.